AI's next feat will be its descent from the cloud by Robin Mak, October 2nd, 2024. Hong Kong, October 2nd, Reuters breaking news. It's been 2 years since ChatGPT made its public debut, kicking off a lawsuit to invest in generative artificial intelligence. The frenzy has lifted valuation for startups like OpenAI, inventor of the chatbot, as well as technology titans whose cloud computing platform train and host the models that enable these services. The current boom is already showing signs of strain. AI's next page of growth may be in the palm of your hand. So-called generative AI, where a model creates new content based on the data it's trained on today. Largely is in the cloud. OpenAI, for example, uses Microsoft's Azure platform to train and learn its large language model. Anyone with an internet connection can make a query on ChatGPT using Azure's data centers around the world. But as models get larger and more complex, so does the infrastructure to train them and handle queries from users. The result is a scramble to build bigger and more powerful data centers. OpenAI and Microsoft, for example, are in talks for data center project set to launch in 2028 that's projected to cost a whopping $100 billion, according to the information. All in all, Google owners Alphabet, Microsoft, and Meta platforms, which owns Instagram and Facebook, are forecast to spend a combined $160 billion in capital expenditures next year. For LSEZ data, 3/4 more than in 2022. Most of that will go toward purchasing NVIDIA's coveted 25,000 graphic processor unit CPU and other related infrastructure to train models. The $3 trillion company's CEO Jensen Huang predicts investment in data centers will double to $2 trillion over the next 4 or 5 years. These sums raise overcast question about how sustainable this level of spend is and whether chatbot and other applications can bring in enough revenue to generate a positive return on such staggering investment. Companies are also grappling with the challenging of finding land to house new data centers and the securing sufficient electricity supplies to power and cool the chips. Big tech's dominance of LLMs and cloud computing is also attracting regular scrutiny. Last year, Microsoft, Amazon, AMZNO, and Google accounts for 58% of global AI server procurement, Morgan Stanley, Nelson Lacon. These factors explain the latest tech buzzword as AI. This phrase refers to algorithms and models that run on smartphones or personal computers at the edge of a network rather than a centralized server farm. This approach has several advantages of cloud-based AI. Users will get responses on their device in real time, without the need for high-speed internet connection. Their personal data would also stay on the device rather than being transmitted to a server owned by a third party. And given the ubiquitous of handsets and PCs, adoption cloud be rapid. Analysts at UBS reckon nearly 50% of smartphones roughly 583 million units will have generative AI capability by 2027, up from just 4% in 2023. The biggest hurdle is technological. Today's services do not have the computing power, energy, and memory bandwidth to run a large model such as OpenAI's GPT-4, which contains an estimated 1.8 trillion parameters. Even Facebook's relatively smaller LLMA models with 7 billion parameters would require an additional 50 gigabytes of temporary storage to work on a phone. Apple's latest iPhone 16 only comes with 8 gigabytes of such random access memory (RAM). Even so, there are reasons to be optimistic. Companies and developers are increasingly turning to smaller models which are customized for specific tasks. They require less data and effort to train. Google's self-described lightweight Gemma architecture contains as little as 2 billion parameters and are typically open source and free to use. And because of their highly specialized nature, smaller models often outperform their larger and more generalized counterparts with few errors. Besides, most contemporaries' day-to-day use case for AI, such as photo editing tools and personal assistant, probably won't require large model. Some smartphones already boast live translation and real-time transcription function, and it makes sense for cloud providers to ship the basic AI function to the edge, freeing up powerful data centers for more complex tasks. At the same time, markers of semiconductors and other components are cramming more processing power and memory into a phone or PC. Research from your group forecast. The proportion of smartphones that can support all LLM with 7 billion parameters will grow to 18% this year, up from 8% last year. Leading chip makers such as Taiwan's TSMC 2330 Taiwan and South Korea's Samsung Electronics 00593330KS and SK Hynix 000660KS are pioneering new methods such as advanced package in semiconductor, whereby they take multiple chips into the chiplet. That allows them to build even more powerful processors without having to shrink chip circuitry in ordering honor to skis in more transistors. One former TSMC executive predicted that within a decade this technology could lead to a multi-chiplet containing more than 1 trillion transistors. For investors, as the AI has the potential to mint more winners. So far, shareholders have assumed that most of the gain from AI will occur to the biggest tech firms with the deepest pocket, as well as NVIDIA and a handful of startups. Yet, AI tools could prompt consumers to upgrade to newer and more sophisticated smartphones and personal computers. A UBS analyst forecast on combined sales in the two markets will surpass 1,700 billion by 2027, up 15 from this year's brands from Apple to Lenovo 992HK, as well as their supplies all started to be benefited. In semiconductors, NVIDIA's advanced GPUs will still dominate, but other chip firms like Qualcomm's and MediaTek should also gain. Taiwanese group is set to unveil its latest chip can support large model next month. Executives expect revenue from each flagship mobile products can grow 15% this year. As with this code-based variety, the success of Edge AI will depend on coming up with a compelling application which users thinking are worth paying for. If that happens, the next big thing in AI will be found in smallest model and smaller device. For more insight like this, click here to try Black Views for free. Edited by Peter Ty, Layson, and they are Silver Star. Robin Mak, Thomson Reuters. Robin Mak joined Reuters Breaking Views in 2013. Previously, she was a research associate for the Global Policy Programs at the Asian Society in New York. She has also worked at the Carnegie's Endowment for International Peace in Washington, D.C., and interned at several consulting firms, including the Albright Stonebridge Group. She holds a master's degree in international economics and international relations from the Johns Hopkins Schools of Advanced International Studies and is a magna cum laude graduate of New York University.